Sebastian Rogers is an autistic boy. He's 15 years old. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And everybody has been looking for him. Everybody. He is 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds. Sandy blonde hair, and he wears glasses. And again, there is none, no footprint of him whatsoever.
You think back, and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. That morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
This boy, I've done told y'all, reminds me of my son that had autism, that is my third son. And he disappeared right down the road from part of where my family lives. And I take all of these cases serious. I am not playing about anything right now.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything. I'm trying to tell you how suspicious they are now becoming. Good morning, everybody. Hello. I'm sorry for that little delay. I was looking for something. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Connie. Chick alive, life to the fullest. Live life to the fullest. Good morning, Dee. Sweet sunshine too. Hello, hello. Peggy, hello. Raw Beanie, hello, hello. Spider McRider, hello, hello. Been there, done that. Follow the garbage truck. Chango Superstar new. Lisa, always. Hello, good morning. Mara, good morning. Yeah, he was laughing. He laughed a lot, didn't he? Mythical, good morning. Peggy, hello, hello. How are y'all all doing this morning? You staying warm? Everybody staying warm? I know everybody's got snow everywhere. Brr. Well, I hope you grabbed some coffee. I got my coffee. That's all I need is love and a cup of coffee. I'm too honest for this. Good morning. Yeah, sometimes I take a notion to come on in the morning times. It just depends. Ooh, Lisa said we have snow in Nebraska. Isn't it? Oh, and Donna said they're snowed in. Ooh, a lot of people snowed in. The first thing they do usually is salt them streets. Oh, y'all got 9 inches. Wow. 10 degrees in Springfield. Connecticut got a 1/2 inch. And it stopped. Wow. How many did it end up with in Nashville? I tried to call my brother last night, and I guess he stayed in the bed. Hey, Borrowed Angel, beautiful. Good morning. Hello, sunshine. You always bring sunshine. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, I tried to get a hold of him, and I got a thing on my phone where I can check, make sure his door's locked or unlocked, or I can unlock it or do all the things, if I need to get there or let somebody in or, whatever. And I can check his heat and check things if they need to be done, all the things. And I had called him the day before because it was his birthday, but I checked to make sure his heat and everything was on and all that. Y'all, he had it up to 80 degrees. I'm like, Lord, honey, no wonder he's probably sleeping. 80 degrees. I'm like, what the heck? Lord, honey. Hey, brown-eyed girl and Saucy. Yeah, I turned it down a tad bit for him. I don't know, y'all. Y'all tell me what you think up there. Hey, Jude. What about that snow, hon? How many did y'all end up with? I wish I could have been there to see it, but unfortunately, I missed that one. Isn't it strange how this weather's been? I know everybody gets snow and all that, and then we got the fires going on in California. Good Lord, I've been so sad about that. I've been watching that, and it's sad, some of the things that's been brought out by everybody. And if you've been watching it on here, I don't know, and I'm sure you have, but some of the people that's been on the mainstream media, what I've been hearing and seeing, and I really pray for California. It's really, it's sad. You know, the one guy, I can't think of his name, that won the Olympics, he said yesterday morning, I don't know, I think he was on Good Morning America. He said it's really sinking in because, a lot of people say they're going to rebuild and this, that, and the other. And what he said was he was fortunate. He was staying with his sister in a different area. But what he said really broke my heart. He said not only did he lose everything, they were talking about, the monetary things and his medal and all that. And he's like, he said, I can't even say my cup is half full. He said, or half empty. He said, I have no cup. He said, I literally bought a toothbrush yesterday. And he said, I will probably literally buy deodorant today. Let that sink in, folks. And then he said, they asked him, would he rebuild? Because a lot of people are saying, yeah, I'm going to rebuild. And he said, I will rebuild somewhere else, though. He said, it's sinking in. See, I think others are in shock. He said, it's sinking in. I have to pick up and rebuild, but not here. Everything is gone. It's gone. He said, look around. Your daily routine, everything you did is gone. Everything as you knew it is gone. You get in the car every morning. You go to the gym. You go to the school. You go to church. You go down to the corner store. Whatever. You go to your job. Everything is gone. We have to be realistic. If you rebuild, what's there? It's gone. And also, I wanted to point out, a lot of people think, and I've thought this all my life, I thought, Jesus Christ, and I've said this all my life. I thought, okay, forget the disasters and the fires and all this. I've always thought, how is it fair? How is it fair? Okay, for instance, if just say like you have special talents or whatever, and you're a movie star or you're a singer or whatever. And, you know, I'm not even off the top of my head. I can't even think because there's so many. But let's just say a rich person, according to us. So, I mean, I've said this when I was a teenager or whatever. Let's just say, so I go to buy something, me, Smiley, Tammy, whatever. So I go to buy something. I don't know. Okay, I go to buy a pair of Nikes. At the most, I may pay, well, let's just say, roundabout, I may pay $100, just for an example. Not that I would, but I might. But then you get, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You may get Brad Pitt to go in the store and buy the same thing in men's. And he may pay $3,000. I may go to the store and I may purchase a purse for $75. Taylor Swift may go in the store and purchase the very same purse at the very same place for $5,000. How is that fair? So there's a price that they pay. There's a price that they pay. And they know that. I've always said that all my life. Now, I don't know the details and all the things. It doesn't matter. But I don't know the politics and all of it. But I was also hearing, see, people think, well, they got money, they can rebuild and all that. That's not always the case. But I was hearing all through this the last few days, and then I specifically heard one, hey, Lakeside Lawyer, that, and I don't live there again. I haven't heard all of the specifics and all that. I just know it's terrible, horrible, sad. But I heard that State Farm had dropped, I don't even know how many months last year, whatever, a lot of people, and they couldn't get insurance. Sometimes it's like your car insurance here if you have so many wrecks. I don't know. Maybe if they have so many fires, or like we have hurricane. I don't know. But if they do rebuild, they're going to have to come up with their own money to do so. So that's a horrible thing. Just pray. 3 months ago, Robini, wow. Just pray for those people and their families. Just pray for those people. And also all the victims that still have problems from the hurricane in the Carolinas. Everywhere, everybody has problems. They have so many problems. It's horrible. And it could be you. I want to pray for, I don't know if I'm supposed to put this out, but Millie told me yesterday we should get a prayer chain going. One of our beautiful subs, Janice, her daughter, and her granddaughter had went over a cliff yesterday. They're okay, luckily, but they were in a car wreck. And they did sustain injuries and stuff, but luckily they were home last night. That was after work. So pray for them. A lot of y'all know Janice from other chats. Be safe out there driving. Be safe. We never know what's going on in people's lives. We never know. Hey, Beth Ann and everybody coming in. I've missed y'all the last couple of days. I've been so busy. Lord, honey, I stayed in Lowe's 5.5 hours yesterday. I'm going to be redoing my kitchen cabinets and stuff. That's why somebody asked me, honey, they come out and did the measurements. Ain't no woman I know stayed in no Lowe's 5.5 hours. Good gracious. They had all the stuff, the people that come out and measured and stuff. But I had to go sit down with the guy. Lord God. I don't even want to get off on that. I ain't saying don't go with them. I'm just saying, Lord. Yeah, I love Lowe's. I love Lowe's, honey. I did at one point after the third or fourth hour ask the guy, I said, honey, how long you been here? I expect him to say, oh, Mom, there's two couple. He said, a year? Oh, Lordy, honey. I love Lowe's. I love Lowe's. But it's frustrating because they have different apps they have to go through and they have to do everything different, everything different. I can't wait to get them installed. I can't wait to get them installed though. Love it. Love it. YouTuber said, why are they building your kitchen into their store? No, they're not building it into their store. They they had to come measure. Then they had to get the measurements from whoever's going to be putting them in. But then I had to go sit down with them to go over that, because then the cabinets and the countertops come from Lowe's. I don't know. But I do recommend Lowe's. I do recommend Lowe's. I don't recommend sitting there all day. It's not good with somebody hungry, not had a cigarette for 5 hours. And all those things, honey. And coffee. I did ask him when we got done. I said, honey, have you had lunch yet? He said, no. Hey, good morning, Kimberly. I said, please go get you some lunch now. It's all over. Get you some coffee. He started laughing. He even said, if I drank, he said, I would go get me something stronger than coffee. I said, you and me both. I said, you and me both. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. But I hope everybody's safe out there in this weather. I know, honey. YouTuber thought I was moving into Lowe's. Oh, God. They might have to build me a bed in there, honey. I tell you what Smiley ain't going to do. Smiley ain't going to be doing no more big projects. That ain't for me. YouTuber. are funny this morning. Well, what kind did I get? I should have got some with trimmed in gold. Oh, I tell you what I was most disappointed in. The only thing I was disappointed in, that didn't have nothing to do with them. It didn't have one iota that I know of. If it did, somebody on the fly on the wall better come flying over here telling me. I also got a new sink. I wanted a farmhouse drop-in sink. And I was told with the countertops that I got after all was said and done, and girl, I wasn't about to spend another 5 hours in there, that I couldn't get that sink. That I couldn't get that sink. And girl, don't even ask me the reason why. Somebody asked me last night, and I said, oh God, I done forgot. Please don't make me think about it. But I couldn't get that particular one. So what I said was, I had to go dig around. I didn't even get up and look, honey. I got on my phone and said, okay, I want this one. And then they said, do you want it? Well, I don't know. You might want it under your sink instead of on the counter. I said, look, I don't give a damn that it's a little bit over. I don't care that it's showing. And yes, the apron sink, honey, borrowed angel. I love those. I wanted that. You can't always get what you want, though, I guess, because I wasn't about to stay another. Anyway, he was trying to ask me something, and I said, hey, car guy. I said, no. I said, all I know is I want a white double sink, and I want this one. Just don't ask me no more questions, and I won't tell you no lies. My husband started to say something. I said, you don't care if it's on top, right? He said, no, I don't care. I said, thank God. That guy said, I ain't trying to start no fight here. I said, okay, no more questions then. No questions. But anyway, yeah, yesterday was a day. So I hadn't been on here in a couple of days, but other than just posting stuff. I'm sorry y'all were stuck in the snow and couldn't go to Lowe's for 5 hours. I'd have sent somebody over there for me. Trust and believe. Trust me. Yeah, I should have got gold trim. And hey, G, by the way, if you're asking me, like, my cabinets are white. That's all I know, honey. Don't ask. And they got molding around them. Don't ask me what kind. I ain't into the brand, honey, because I don't know. Look, I don't know. I just picked them out. I don't know. Chica said, I could spend 5 hours easy. Yeah, but in Lowe's, honey, I can't even hardly walk across that store. It kills me. You know what I told my husband? I said, you better hurry up. I was texting him. I'm like, one thing he hates to do, I said, don't ask no questions. I said, because we'll be in here another 5 hours and I'm going to go shopping over by the paint. I said, ain't you scared I'll go over by the paint? Because every time you turn around, I want to paint and refresh. He said, I'll shut up. Oh, Patricia, but I don't know. I just don't know. I got shaker cabinets. Well, honey, I hope they move and shake. That's all I know. Yeah, all I know is I couldn't drop that farmhouse sink in there, and I was disappointed. But anyway, I'll be happy with it. Let's see, I'll be happy with it. YouTuber said, no, not the paint. My husband said that's too tedious. But anyway, so enough of all that. I wanted to come on here today Hey, Brianna's World. Hello. I wanted to come on here today because I ran across this. You may have already seen it, but evidently, they had been talking about, well, I just seen it, that they had been talking about a tip that was, and it's evidently, I mean, probably nothing that was put out on Sebastian. Or they heard a tip or somebody had put it on Facebook or something like that. And I don't know if anybody's talked about it or not, but we're going to watch the video and what was said. And I just wanted to discuss it. If you will, just put up the channel. And I have some questions about it. And I just want to talk about it a minute or two. And I want to bring some, awareness to this and what I think about it. And I just want to talk about, Sebastian and bring him out a little bit today. And, we do need to be aware. It doesn't matter what I think or anybody thinks. Y'all know what my opinion is on it, but it doesn't mean that he can't be out there somewhere. And y'all have heard, back in the Summer Wells case, when I was doing that, some of you might have heard or not. Maybe I'll get that picture now. I was told I shouldn't bring that out. I don't know. Maybe I have to find out if I can bring it out now. But there was, when I was doing that case, a lot of people said I did that for clicks and views. Y'all know how I got started on this. I didn't even tell my friends or family. I didn't go on my personal Facebook, and I'm still not on my personal Facebook to this day. I didn't advertise it with anybody. Of course, my mom knew, but I didn't tell anybody. I just recently learned out one of my aunts watched this, and I, I don't, I try to keep for safety reasons, also private, separate from my private life. So I built my channel not by my family and friends or whatever. And it just so happened some people run into me from my childhood and didn't even let me know. Like one of them's on here now, right now in my chat as we speak. But I just try to keep it separate. I didn't go blabbing my mouth, hey, I'm on YouTube, go sub up to me and all that shit. But anyway, I have friends, I've been friends with some of them. Hey, Ann. Hello, good morning. I have friends, some of them I've been friends with over 40 years. So anyway, in Summer Wells, people had sightings of her a lot. And one day it just so happened, I went over to my real Facebook, and one of my friends that's on there, I haven't talked to him in years, but he's on there. And he posted a picture and he's in Mount Juliet, and he posted a picture of something. I have to go back and look, something about, I literally think I saw Summer Wells. And when I seen it, I was like, oh my God. And it was, when I tell y'all that it was almost identical for real. And I know we've seen a lot of pictures, and it was, she was in a buggy, and it was at the Walmart in Mount Juliet, and they were at a checkout, and the lady was standing there, the self-checkout, and the lady was standing there, but she was just looking oddly off in La La Land somewhere. But what made it so odd was, and I'm not trying to be, it was just obvious. she didn't belong with these people. There was about 5 or 6 Mexicans with her. Okay. So normally you would probably just look. So I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that. It was just, you probably would have took a second glance. But the thing was, they didn't, because the worker was, kind of the same. And I went to him and I called, I'm not going to call his name, but I went to him and I messaged him and I said, look, you have to go to TBI with this. You have to turn this picture in. And I didn't still say I was on YouTube or whatever. And they didn't respond. This is not the kind of guy that would ever go to the police for anything. So I said, look, I called his name again. I said, I'm telling you, I have been doing this case ever since it opened up. And you please, for everything I love, everything we love, for the kids, for whatever, you need to go to TBI. I said, I'm going to turn this in, but I need you to do this. Anyway, I turned it in, long story short. And I I even sent the picture to someone. There's a creator on here. I'm not involved in any way, shape, or form with their chat anymore. They agreed. They even also got in touch with TBI. And I called that Walmart. I said, is this I made sure which Walmart it was, and they said yes. I said, is there any way you can get, because the number, it showed the number of the, the aisle they were going down. Is there any way, y'all can get, you can get video of the parking lot? I'm concerned what car they got in, yada, 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 whatever. Come to find out, long story short, they did. It was not summer, of course, but they did. Let me say this. This child, hi, Mama Bear, and you might remember this, and what creator I'm talking about, Mama Bear. This child, because you've heard this before, this story. This child was not, they checked it out, and this child was not who they were supposed to be with. Let's just say that. And we were told, do not put that picture out. So I don't know to this day I don't know what happened still to this day. I don't know if they are still investigating it. I don't know what happened to that child. All I know is it got in the right hands. You remember that, don't you, Mama Bear? That was been a couple of years. Yeah, that's Summer Wells. So I don't know. So even though I know it's in the right hands, and I know it's on my other phone because I've changed phones since then, I need to go back. And then my friend took that picture down also. So I don't know if they got in touch with him or not, but I have that picture. So I need to know, I need to find out. I need to know, actually thinking about that, I need to know. I might show that picture. I don't even know if I'm a fool with calling and asking. No, I don't want to jeopardize no case, though. Sometimes cases take a couple of years. But anyway, I say that to say this. I'm not going to jeopardize no case. But eventually that picture will come out. And that was is my friend that I've known for over 40 years. Oh, did you find out? Because, see, I don't go in that chat. Her mama has her now? Okay, thank you. Thank God. Okay, so I may mark her face out. Go back and find that picture and just show y'all, because her sitting in that basket. Okay, so the bottom line, none of that even matters. None of that even matters. What matters is by me calling in that, by my friend putting that out, me happening to go on my personal page, me doing that right then and there, a little child got saved. It might have not have been Summer, but that child was not with who she was supposed to be with, and she was saved. So y'all can say what you want to say. So I'm saying that and bringing up that to say this, because we're fixing to talk about Sebastian, and I'm fixing to show y'all this video. Yeah, I sure did brown-eyed girl, and I didn't know Mama Bear would be in here, but I guess where you hear Summer's name, you're going to hear her, because she's always been true to Summer. I will say that. If you see something, say something. No stone should go unturned. You don't wait. You don't wait. You don't carry it to Facebook first. If you think you saw Sebastian, no matter if you think he is unalived or not. For instance, I personally don't think he made it out of that house, but I have sent in more tips for myself and people, or things I've saw people put out, than I ever thought I'd pick up the phone or the emails and even have to do with LE or FBI and TBI especially. I never dreamed I would do. Children matter. They're the victims. Okay? And if that don't prove that it may not be that child, but it may be another child, I don't know what will. I just don't advertise everything that I do. Anyway, let's do this. We're going to watch this real quick. Y'all drop her link and fair use and all this, whatever. The way that I put this up, I don't know how Justin them does it, but I may not be able to stop. I don't think it's very long. I'm going to put up some music here. Hold on just a minute. Hold on. Let me turn it down a bit. Sometimes I think I get it too loud. Hold on.
Back. Those of you that are returning, thank you guys so much for coming back. Those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. So as some of you know, we have been talking about Sebastian Rogers. After 11 months, he is still missing. If you haven't seen any of our past coverage and this is your first time here, please make sure you go back and check those videos out. Now, I want to talk about this tip that I put out about, I want to say like almost a week ago, if not a week ago, about the RV and the people in it. I do think this is important. This has been passed on to TBI, DOG, FBI. So hopefully it helps. but I want you guys to see it. I want to bring this up. I want to go over it here so everything is nice and clear. So again, it's an older model RV. White with faded light blue stripes. Man with dark brown or black hair. The man was wearing a red flannel long sleeve shirt. Woman with medium length brown hair. Woman was wearing a light blue long sleeve shirt. This right here is very similar to what the RV looks like, but it wasn't the one. It's not as dirty as this one is. All right. Let me pull this up. This looks exactly like the shirt that the man was wearing. They appear to be in their late 40s. And again, I did hear the man and woman speak. The man said, "I'll take him off your hands." The woman then said, "Gladly." And the man again said, "We got a good one this time." And at the time he said that, he was in the RV. So I just wanted to give you guys a visual and make it perfectly clear exactly what I saw. And now I do want to bring up this comment right here that someone just posted on this video, on the video where I described all this last night. I think it's very important, so let me share this with you guys. And I think this is why it's so important for anyone that can to share any information or any possible leads or any tips or anything, because you never know who might come across it, who might see
Exactly.
it. So let me bring this comment up real quick. Okay, so this was last night. I saw an old camper and it had a blue line down the side of it and a green Ford truck, a 97 or a 98 and a 3/4 ton before they called them Super Duty. It had a woman and a man in it. I was in Hampton, Tennessee at the BP and McDonald's. And the woman looked like the same on Sebastian's page back in January of 24.
January.
This is near North Carolina, where someone said that they saw him at Grandfather Mountain. It's about 30 miles. So if you or anyone makes sure it is involved, I will go out and look for it. But I don't want to if the camper is not him. Which I replied, and many other people did too, to please send this tip into to the sheriff's office, to the FBI, to anybody that, to the tip lines, to anything, anybody that you can, because when you have a case like this where someone just disappears without a trace and there's no leads in the investigation and nothing has come up. I mean, you never know what that one person is going to see. You never know if someone might see or hear something and, be able to finally find Sebastian and bring him home. I mean, you just don't know. All it takes is the right person seeing the right thing at the right time. And that does happen. So I wanted to just make this video real short just to get this certain information out there and make sure everybody is on the lookout. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. He could be stumbled upon today, tomorrow. You can just never lose hope. Anybody who has any information on Sebastian's whereabouts or any information whatsoever pertaining to his case, you are asked to call the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-451-3838 or TBI,
Thank you.
Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. And I
Thank
will
you,
see
Holly.
you all next time.
Okay. So I don't know, y'all, but I don't know. I hope that they did turn it in, because the first thing Smiley did was send it over. I'm sure others in the Facebook group hopefully did the same, but I don't know. I find myself the one sending things in all the time. They probably don't even pay attention to me no more. But that was allegedly put in there in January. Why is that just now being brought out? Early January. That was a week or so ago. That was a week or so ago. They gonna put me on their payroll. Yeah, I stopped calling folks. Now I have to start emailing them. It seems like, because nobody won't get on the ball with this stuff, right? Oh, hell, what does it matter? I stopped calling folks. Now I still get accused of calling folks. What the hell? Oh, God, people funny. They got jokes. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just saying, listen, if you see something, it's very important that you bring it up then. You do not, absolutely do not bring it to internet first. You report it first and let them get ahead of the game. That is them being law enforcement. Okay? And then you have nothing to be ashamed of. You really don't. I think it was this January, last week. But I want to know something. Anytime there was ever a sighting of Sebastian, or especially the child that was in the Carolinas, that even Seth, his dad, had to go, or he didn't have to, but he did. I didn't see nobody else rushing up there, but Seth couldn't even be sure that that was not his son. He wanted to go up there. He wanted to make sure. He wanted to see face to face. He wanted to be present. He wanted to go and see for himself. That's how much Sebastian looked like, or that's how much this child looked like Sebastian. But how come was it that Chris would be the first one to jump on and say, no, that's not him, period. That's not him. Why would he do that? He would be 100% so sure, unless he was 100% so sure he knew where Sebastian was. Why would he always do that, y'all? I mean, you're working against time with a missing child. Hold on, let me let this go. Come on. Come on. You know I gotta shut the door to always drown out the noise in there. Get up there. Hey girl, go on. I know. But you're working against time with a missing child, especially, I mean, you know, it's very urgent. It's very urgent with a missing child. The first 24 hours are so crucial. I mean, it's urgent in the first 24 hours, especially with a special needs child, especially especially with one that has autism, because they're so drawn to water. They're drawn to swimming pools, creeks, lakes, cliffs. You know, Tennessee has cliffs and waters below. My husband had a nephew that jumped off a cliff and broke his neck. He eventually died. You know, who's to say he didn't get drawn to a cliff and fall? There's rivers. Here's the thing. He could look in a window in a bathtub. I mean, but here's the thing, the important thing. If he did, my opinion is they looked and they looked and they looked. They said they drained a pond, right? And he couldn't be found. You know, I feel like if he was, and this is just me, I feel like if he was in water, with the exception of maybe the river, okay? But I feel like if he was in water or pools or any of those places, with the exception of the river, because the river could have floated him away or whatever by a current or something. The river is wicked. His body would have been found, because at that time, you know, in my opinion, you have to be realistic and you have to think with common sense, opposed to skeletal remains, right? At that time in the beginning, when all of these people, not only volunteers, were looking for him in the first several days, the first 24 hours, the first week, it was so cold. They would have found a body. It was so cold. That would be different than if it was summertime or whatever. Hey, Jude said EquiSearch searched 45 ponds around there. Yeah, and I know that they searched creeks. I know that they searched caves. I know that they drained at least one of the ponds, maybe two. Yeah. I just feel like they would have found a body, because think about people searched. What I'm trying to say is everybody that was searching, let's just say he went to, he walked 10 miles, 5 miles. Let's just say he walked 4 or 5 miles and he saw a swimming pool. Somebody would have saw a body floating in the pool. The same with a pond. It's not like you're not going to stumble up on a body. If I was there, you would stumble up on a body, opposed to months later, a, you know, in the summertime or whatever, remain. There's a difference, you know. You got to get real and have some freaking common sense. Unless they moved him. They had helicopters, they had dogs, they had all these professionals, the military. They had horseback ATVs. They had all the boots literally on the ground, and different agencies. Okay? But they did not. So was he not deceased? Was he not in that area? I don't know. Or was he deceased and drove out in Katie's car? We don't know. It could be a 50-50 chance because L.E. thought he was a runaway, allegedly that night. Yeah. It was a really big search. That's right. Absolutely. But we don't know was he unalived or not because they thought he was a runaway, because that's what Katie and them led them to believe. They did not spray luminol. They did not spray luminol in that house. They did not spray luminol in the car that Katie drove out. Was he in that car? I don't know. I'm not saying he was or he wasn't. Maybe when Katie held that phone up to Seth when he got there saying, look, look, look. He had a good day trying to prove something too hard, maybe, in my opinion. He was happy. He was, he was whatever, because maybe she was trying a little bit too hard to play her part. Because I personally don't think he ever left that house. I could be wrong. I know this. I know Seth knows her like a book. And I feel like, in my opinion, that's why she didn't call Seth first, right? In my opinion, she didn't want Seth there. But she knew when Seth come in, she had to play her part, in my opinion. Whatever that part meant. Whatever her part was. I heard with my own ears, Seth said she didn't look upset. She was just pushing that picture in his face. She was trying too hard, in my opinion, to not look suspicious, like something was wrong. At least like nothing she was involved in. Y'all remember if when y'all were kids, and I know this is no comparison, but sometimes you got to think outside the box, like, or I got to try to compare. I don't know. Remember if you were ever guilty with your mom or, your dad or whoever, like maybe you were hiding your cigarettes or skipping school. I don't know. Maybe you had alcohol in your. I don't know. I really wasn't that bad of a kid, so I don't know. Although I did skip school. Maybe you slipped out the window. I don't know. And you got caught or something. And you would say, it wasn't mine. It must have been XYZ's when they were over here visiting and they left it. But it wasn't mine. I swear, I promise. you know, the Wally from Leave It to Beaver, or what was his name? It wasn't me. It must have been here when we moved in. Or I didn't do that. My teacher's lying on me. Boy, I had one kid that was a hellion. He would manipulate me every time. He was my baby. He was the middle child. Honey, he couldn't do no wrong. Oh, he was wrong. He was wrong. So Seth knew her. Maybe she was just trying to play her part a little too hard. But I think Seth was smarter than that, in my opinion. But one, he did not want to believe that. He did not want to believe that. And I think he still don't want to believe that Katie, the mother of his child, could do anything bad or mean to her own child or withhold any information. Even though he's got those CPS records, again, I've said it before. I have said it many times before. Again, when we were both a lot younger than we are now, our kids were little. I never will forget it. I was not even into true crime. I barely even watched true crime or anything. I never will forget the night. It was night by that time. It had been going on all day. And when my husband came home from work and he came in the door, by that time it was on, I believe it was America's Most Wanted. And I wasn't even watching her facial features. Never even seen her face during the day. I just had it on the news and heard Susan Smith, and I was on the couch, and I could, and that's when I could hear her whining and I mean, think about it. I'm a young girl at that time. Had little kids myself. My husband walked in the door, and I heard him down the hallway, and he said, my words were, "She killed them kids." And he said, "No, there's no mother going to kill their kids." I said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." I said, "She killed those kids." She said she was carjacked. And we know the rest of the story, right? Well, I don't know for 100% fact what happened with Sebastian. None of us do. We don't have any facts. I hope he's out there somewhere, safe and sound. I don't know. I hope Seth gets to see his son again and hug him. But Chris seems to know an awful lot for somebody not being there. I know that every time there's a sighting or a thought to be tip or something like that, it's not even Chris's flesh and blood. But he's so sure that that is not Sebastian. Why is that? And Chris just wants to move on. I don't remember where it was at, but I remember Chris saying somewhere, I heard it with my own ears, everybody's got to move on. And he was talking to Katie. Got to move on, got to get things back to normal. Why was that? That was early on. And listen, I got a question. If things go south, that's what he asked Seth. What? Well, what if he's unalive? That's what he said. When Seth asked, what does he mean? Who does that in a couple of hours? Listen, and another thing. If your spouse, no matter if you're a stepdad or a real dad or real mom or stepmom, a sister, brother, aunt, uncle, if you're 3 hours away, 8 hours away, an hour away, on your way to work or whatever, if your family member called you and you are supposed to, especially your wife or your husband, and they said their child is missing, I got an important, I think, question here. Why would you stay at work and not get your ass at home? Let's see. He didn't get home till after 1. Let's just say 1, 12, 11, 10. Well, that would mean he didn't leave until 10 in the morning at least to get home. Didn't he know this around 6 something in the morning? Why in the hell did he wait till 10? Screw his job. I wouldn't even bother telling my job I left if it was something that serious. What? In my opinion, I did a whole show on it back some months ago. And I still stand firm on it today. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But in my opinion, and it's my opinion and I'm allowed to it. Hell, even Chris said on many channels, your opinion is your opinion. And oh, I'm respectful about it. But in my opinion, I feel like this entire case to this day has been premeditated. And the only thing I will say is, if he's not alive, I still feel like it was premeditated. Now, it could have been an accident, but accidents you call 911. What I was saying in another chat last night is, if you really was not there, Chris, boy, I would sure sleep with my eyes wide open. Because I don't feel, in my opinion, that Katie's capable of calling 911 for an accident. But if he's not alive and this was premeditated, I think whatever Barrett said in the beginning, when he might backtrack now, but it's out there. Everybody's friends with everybody. He's friends with the DA, and the DA said, DP, is what he would go for, well, I think he should. Because that's some pretty evil stuff. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good day. Thank you all for being here. No, he didn't just walk out of that house, not in my opinion. I just think, in my opinion, the police was led to believe that he was a runaway. If you want to send it to me, Mama Bear, that would be good. It's whatever you want to do. Love y'all. Thank you for being here and have a good day. I might see you later on. Y'all stay warm. Stay Sebastian strong. Thank you.